and welcome back to Divine Helping Hands. I'm here with another message. Today I'll be speaking on mother wounds, healing what was never taught. Mother wounds cut deep, and a lot of people don't even realize that they carrying mother wounds, you know what I'm saying? This isn't about blaming your mother or shaming your mother. It's about telling the truth about pain that pretty much never got acknowledged, when the person who was supposed to nurture you, protect you, guide you emotionally, and make you feel safe couldn't show up, it'll leave a gap. And that gap don't just disappear when you grow up. It follows you into adulthood, into your relationships, into how you love people, into how you parent, how you trust people, and how you see yourself, Some people learn love through warmth and support, and others learn love through survival. Some learn it through physical contact, being sexual with people and stuff like that. And some people learn it through emotional distance, through criticism, through neglect, through being forced to grow up too fast. And when you grow up without consistent emotional safety, you learn how to adapt instead of how to feel. And you become strong too early or independent way too early, and it'll make you guarded towards people who trying to genuinely love you the right way, and people who will genuinely care for you and stuff like that. You just become guarded way too early. A lot of grown adults are still walking around with the heart of a child that never felt fully seen or fully loved, fully heard, or fully protected, or just fully emotionally held. And that pain shows up in real quiet ways, People with mother wounds, they overthink a lot. They have abandonment fears, they into people pleasing. They shut down emotionally when you trying to, have a conversation with them, or when they get mad or upset or something. They have anger issues, trust issues, and just unhealthy attachment patterns. So mother wounds can show up in so many different forms, Some people grew up feeling emotionally neglected, or they was the black sheep, always being blamed for different things, always treated differently than their siblings. Some were constantly compared to their siblings. Some dealt with control issues, manipulation, as I said earlier, abandonment issues, you feel me? They felt like they was abandoned by their family, their mother and stuff, and they living in the house with their mother, Some of them feel emotional coldness, or just they just notice how inconsistent their mother was with loving them and being there for them. And some mothers who were deeply wounded themselves and didn't know how to love properly, so they didn't show up for their child the right way. So when emotional safety isn't built early on, you start forming different survival habits. You become overly independent and feel like you got to do everything alone. You may struggle trusting people. You may crave affection but feel uncomfortable receiving it. You may overgive just to feel like you worthy, or you may shut down emotionally because vulnerability feels unsafe to you. This wound affects romantic relationships real heavy, you know what I'm saying? You might attract emotionally unavailable partners, or you might mistake chaos for love. And it's you might get in a relationship with somebody, and it's a lot of arguing and stuff like that, and you think that this person really loves you and stuff because they arguing over you, or they fighting different people to get your attention and stuff like that. And that's not good. It's toxic, you feel me? And you might mistake chaos for love because that's what felt familiar growing up. You might fear abandonment so much that you hold on too tightly to people who are bad for you. Or you might push people away before they can leave you. Healing starts with honesty. It starts with acknowledging what hurt instead of pretending like it didn't matter. It means like reparenting yourself, learning how to speak to yourself with gentleness, giving yourself the compassion you didn't always receive, setting boundaries with people who like are not showing up for you in the way they're supposed to, learning emotional regulation, like learning what healthy love actually looks like. And healing also means breaking generational cycles, choosing not to pass the pain forward to your children, choosing to parent differently to your children, love differently than what you saw your parents love each other, how they loved each other. You learn how to like break the cycles of communication, how to handle conflict differently, choosing growth over repeating dysfunction. My scripture for this my scripture for this message is from Psalms. Psalm 68:5. The Lord is father to the fatherless and a defender of the oppressed. So if you carry a mother wound, like you're not broken, you're not defective, you're not unlovable. You are someone who deserves better and is now learning how to give yourself that love. Healing isn't instant. It takes time. It takes patience. It takes like unlearning what you was taught as a kid, like the unhealthy patterns, and like you have to rebuild new ones. Some days you'll feel strong. Some days you'll feel triggered, but both are part of the process, and don't rush your healing. Don't rush yourself. Don't shame yourself. Don't quit on yourself. God can fill the emotional gaps where love is missing. All we have to do is give it all to God. Pray, ask God for comfort, and he can comfort the inner child that's still hurting inside of you. He can restore what was damaged. He can teach you how to nurture yourself in healthy ways. He can help you become the safe place you always needed. You're allowed to heal, and you're allowed to set boundaries with people. You're allowed to outgrow old versions of yourself, and you are allowed to create a healthier future than the past that you came from. And when you do the work, you don't just heal your heart, you heal your bloodline. You heal the generations that's going to come after you, and you change the story, and you become the cycle breaker that your family always needed. And when you give it all to God, he'll give you the strength. He'll give you the healing, and he'll give you the growth. And that's my message for today here at Divine Helping Hands. I'm somebody who deal with mother wounds. I have mother wounds. I have father wounds. I dealt with a lot with my family, and it's hard to talk about because sometimes you feel like you don't have anybody to talk to about certain things, you know what I'm saying? But luckily for me, man, I have a beautiful wife who's always been here for me and, helped me through the pain that I went through with my family issues and things like that. But if you have any questions or anything, just hit the comment section and then I'll reply back. But that's my message for today here at Divine Helping Hands. I ask that you like, comment, share, and subscribe. And as I always say, be the light. Thank you.